Speaking of Ringo Starr, have you guys seen his artwork? I've definitely shown it to you guys before, right?
It's great.
My favorite piece is Your Baby.
Your
Have you seen Your Baby?
Your Baby.
I definitely did.
I want to look it up again.
But I wanna let the audience be aware of Ringo Starr's official, artwork that he does on MS Paint.
Oh, okay.
And he sells it for like a lot of money, like they're real paintings, because they are real paintings. They're art.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one is Your Baby.
Your Baby.
As you can see, it's on his website for $200 for a print.
It's what this is listed for is $3,800.
$3,800, and that's his official website. And I think that's just a print, and it might be signed. But either way, if anyone can get me, that's my dream gift is a copy of a print of Your Baby.
Your Baby.
So hopefully, preferably signed.
I didn't realize how big it was.
Yeah, it's a big piece. He made it in 2005. If you couldn't tell.
Yeah, by this yellow timestamp
from like a digital camera. Someone took of him signing it. Welcome back to the Vampy.
Your Beatles bias?
Not the Beatles.
Bias. Ringo has always been a favorite of mine because no one likes the drummer, but like
the drummer.
The drummer. Well, yeah, who is? I guess George Harrison would be a good second. That's his name, right?
I don't know any of the Beatles.
I'd say Ringo.
Catch up on your Beatles lore, and then come back to the episode, and leave a comment below.
Listen to all the Beatles discography, watch every single movie they put out, including the 7-part anthology.
Yes, that's on Disney Plus.
No.
Oh, it's not? Oh, that's the other one from the final album. Okay, yes.
Yeah, the anthology's on DVD exclusively.
Yeah, so make sure you get a copy of that. And then come back and we can have a proper Beatles discussion. Don't listen to the 2009 remaster, though. Yeah. I can't get into this right now.
No. Ignore those.
It'd be like a ginormous.
Yeah, you have to find
moment.
Everything on its original media and listen to it that way.
I'd even recommend a CD copy, okay? Because a CD rip of their entire discography. They sell box sets. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Just find an infomercial on TV. You'll see one. She's the girl. Welcome back to the Vampy Wampy Campy Podcast, where we vamp and you camp. So pitch your tent and get ready to listen. I'm Steff Vampy.
I'm Sal Vampy.
And I'm Shay Vampy, or Shay, or whatever you want to call me.
Yay! By the way, we also forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode that today's episode has a special guest, so make sure you tune in to the end to see who our special guest is on this podcast episode. The end is near. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Okay. Okay, so today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 11, Independence Daze.
Whoa.
Is that a reference to Independence Day? But like that has nothing to really has nothing to do with the Independence Day is like the Alien movie, right? With Will Smith? Or am I wrong?
I've never
seen
that movie. It's
Independence Day, I think.
Independence Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean they just make reference to like
they reference movies all the time
like Guys and Dolls is a musical.
Yeah, that's a musical. And I think it's a reference to Independence Day. The Will Smith movies from the A-Days. It's just a name. And they were like
a name.
They're independent in this episode.
They were teased.
Whoa. Like Fanged and Furious. Like Fast and Furious. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
So creative.
I guess vaguely I could also see a connection with like the plot, apparently.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the movie.
I've never seen it either, but apparently this one's just aliens are coming to Earth and they're fighting superior technology.
Yeah, I was aware. Yeah.
The humans are fighting these weird aliens.
Although I did see that one scene where they were like, crazy stuff is happening.
Wow.
Like, aliens are in Australia and they're like shooting down machine guns or whatever. And it's like, and they're in Europe and then they're in Africa and it's like guys with spears and you're like, no. And you're like, oh man. No, just people with machetes running around and it's like,
oh, come on guys.
1980s. Why? But anyways, the plot of this episode, for those who are unaware, oh my gosh, okay, I have a lot to say.
This is a pretty interesting episode. It went by so fast.
It's really, I think it's a really good one too. It's like one of the best up there. It's not in my personal ranking. It probably wouldn't be like super super high.
Yeah.
But it's one of the best episodes of the show, hands down.
Yeah.
The little plot synopsis is that Ethan, Benny, and Sarah. We get some. The 3 ship name is Beathera.
Beathera.
I think.
Beathera, yeah.
Beathera has been separated.
They've been separated into their own pocket dimensions. That's the phrase, right?
Yeah.
And they're with their worst fears.
Yeah.
And it's very poetic. It's very like.
Yeah, them trying to overcome
Their fears in a very literal sense. Like they've been thrown into a literal situation of the metaphorical, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and then also we get some little side stuff with Rory and Erica.
Yeah, I love that they're just like best friends now.
I like by this point they figured out the dynamic between the two of them. It's not that like Rory's like in love with her and she doesn't care. It's like
they can mess with each other now.
they can kind of and he's kind of making fun of her, taking in some shots, and she's being rude. Like, and the only reason why
he's fighting back.
Yeah, and like the only reason why they're hanging out is because he's like, I'm just because
Ethan and Benny are missing,
and they're both kind of using each other in that sense because she wants to have. She wants to be Vampire Council party planner.
Yeah.
And so she needs 2 signatures in the vampire's blood, which is why she stabs him, which is the only time we ever see vampires get injured in any way without like dying.
Yeah.
So they do regenerate. So if you did shoot a vampire, they would, they would come back to life. They would just...
They'd make the same noises that ketchup did.
That awful Foley sound. Oh my gosh. So she stabs him, and then he just like immediately heals. Obviously, they feel pain though, which is pretty standard.
Yeah. She's
and
like, ow.
yeah, and so she's like, well, if I need you to sign this, so I can be it. And then it's like months late, anyways. So it ends up being a thing. But anyways,
so they're just hanging out with each other for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's great. So what did you guys think of this episode?
I like it.
I thought it was fun. I did. Well, in the very beginning, like where they have just like the clip of
demo,
like the teaser.
The teaser, it was just like a cutoff, like straight to the intro.
Yeah.
I was like, is there something in between? Is it? It's not usually like that.
I wonder if it was
they're
trimmed
like
or something.
Trying to like set up a bit or something.
Well, because like the joke. Well, because first of all, it starts off really serious, right, with like them all in the 3 dimensions. Then it just swipes to Erica and Rory, and Rory's like talking with his mouth full. And she's like, ew, don't talk with your mouth full. And then, like, it just cuts.
She's a girl.
Yeah. She's a girl.
And you're like, what?
What?
It was it was a weird edit. Again, there's a lot of weird editing stuff like that in season 2. I just assume, well, I kind of already know. They were on a huge time crunch for season 2. And, like, it literally was only made just because there was confusion on what was going to happen with the show. It's a whole thing. I can get into it now. Would it be okay if I get into it now? I'll get into it now.
Yeah.
So, I've talked about the mbav Facebook group many times now. Yeah. Also, sorry I say mbav weird.
Apparently
we say it wrong. I don't care though. Well, no, I'll just... I'm never going to not say it that way.
I choose to believe that whoever says mbav,
mbav
is incorrect.
Or mbav.
Mbav?
I think those are the other... And there's other ways as well. But it's like... Just say MBMV if you're going to...
MBAV.
MBAV. MBMV. Just say MBAV if you're gonna skid it up. You gotta add Scatman to the fan page now. What a great song.
Scatman?
I'm the Scatman. It's an amazing song.
It's just the Scatman.
I think that's what it's called. Oh my gosh. This is a tangent from a tangent. But have you ever seen the video?
Is it Scatman? Skip up and up?
Yes!
Scatman John?
Yes!
Can we play a little bit real quick?
I was gonna say, have you ever seen the video of Scatman falling downstairs?
No.
You gotta show us.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Should we pause it real quick?
No, I got it right here.
Okay.
It'll show up right away. I think there's a video where it's slowed down too, where it's Scatman slowed down. The song's like... Can
this be our outro?
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyways, shout out to Scatman John. His story's amazing. It actually is really interesting, but I won't get into it now.
We won't drop the Scatman lore on this episode.
Yeah, that's for next episode.
That's bonus content.
Yeah, that's DVD bonus content right there. So the the mbav Facebook group, one of the main people, Mike Kiss, who's a main writer on the show, and I think I mentioned he was the guy in the McFingers costume in the Brood episode, right? Where he was like, "Where's our chicken debrainer?" That was Mike Kiss, and he was a main writer on the show.
The chicken debrainer guy.
He was the chicken debrainer guy, and he made a lot of comments, especially around the time the show was airing, like in 2012 too. Like the finale had aired, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, cliffhanger! What's gonna happen next?" And like there was a lot of like very like kind of angry, like, you know, saddened comments. And I don't know what the actual questions were because people only screenshotted like his response. And I'm pretty sure he deleted his Facebook page, so none of the comments are there anymore. Which like Facebook is so broken if like it doesn't show, you know, like I'm so used to like on Tumblr,
where it just drags people's dead corpses around.
Yeah, and it just like shows like it's a deactivated page, but it still leaves their stuff up if other people ever blogged it. So like literally everything he's commented on, like his comment is just deleted, like it was never there in the first place, and it's like that's awful UI, but whatever, it's besides the point. So I couldn't find any of his like stuff, you know, the sources to all of these random screenshots that I found.
Sources, trust me, bro.
Yeah, literally, it's just like these random screenshots, and of course, it's all from mbav fans who were there at the time. So I just assumed that they're, you know, they're real. Legit, obviously.
But I feel like it was a bit harder to fake screenshots back then.
Yeah, it was 2012, and like to a certain degree, they were phrased, you know, because there was a bunch of children, right? Yeah. All these people were children or like teenagers at best. So, and it was, you know, written like an adult would write a comment under a post, so it makes sense. But I don't question the legitimacy at all. But there were comments where it's like, yeah, mbav as a series in general was just an experiment for live action projects for the show.
Saw that.
Yeah, it was literally, I talked about this in my video. You know, whatever, you should check it out if you want.
I did watch your video, that's why I saw it.
Oh my god. It was just a test into live action projects. The movie was pretty much it, and then they made the TV show. Yeah. And season 1 pretty much bombed in Canada, and it did really, really good on Disney in America, but they didn't really care about that. They're like, okay, we'll make season 2, and if season 2 does well in Canada, then we'll see if we can actually continue this live action thing. Yeah. And it didn't do well in Canada. And then it wouldn't be another, like, a bajillion years.
I think you said it was, like, akin to Cartoon Network all of a sudden switching to live-action content in, like, the late 2000s.
That's pretty much what it was, is because Teletoon specifically was, in 2013, literally right after the show ended and was done, was absorbed by the same company that owns Cartoon Network. And as of literally, like 2 weeks ago, Teletoon doesn't exist anymore. It's just Cartoon Network. Like, literally, I looked up Teletoon, and it was like March 17th or something. Yeah. That day, it was literally like, Cartoon Network Canada, previously known as Teletoon, like, on the Wikipedia page. Like, literally the day I decided to, like, kind of look it up and do research on this, it had been switched over. Because before they had Boomerang on Canadian networks, and that's where I
love Boomerang.
You know, and now Boomerang is gone, and it's all just Cartoon Network, at least in Canada. I don't know about now because I don't have cable now. So if anyone has cable in Canada and could check that out for me, I'd appreciate it. Send me some videos. I don't care if you just record your TV screen.
Cartoon Network is Warner Bros?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So they've been absorbed. So now Teletoon Plus does exist. It's pretty much just like a streaming service. It's pretty much just like a Canadian Cartoon Network streaming service, you know? That was their main thing, is that they would... I can insert a commercial in post if I want to, of like what Teletoon like commercials looked like, and it was pretty much just everything that was made for Cartoon Network imported to Canada, you know? It was like the way Canada got American cartoons, basically. Yeah. So it was like, what shows are coming? It was like Adventure Time and like regular show, and then it was like My Babysitter's a Vampire, and
like, one of these things is not like
and then like reruns of Total Drama and 16, which are like the only shows people really remember that network itself created. Yeah. And then they literally were just swapping projects. Like Teletoon would give, you know, Cartoon Network Total Drama and 16, and then they'd be like, okay, here, have some Amazing Gumball and regular show and you know, Adventure Time. Like they were just swapping shows. So interesting that mbav ended up with Disney, because, like, you know, those are different companies.
Yeah,
so
that is
they were kind of working with 2 different companies, So season 2 was literally only made... That's why, like, the budget is a lot lower, and there's a lot more, like, issues.
Just like the Wild West.
Yeah, like, it literally was just... It was only really made because they were like, well, we'll just see if it does well.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, but the writers had a lot of passion for it, and they really liked the series, and so
Dang
they were...
Canadians, you should have liked the show. No kidding.
That's pretty much what it was, is that it just wasn't doing good, and they didn't care. The network didn't care that it was doing well in America, because they're like...
That's not their main market. They're
yeah. And which is why, like, most of the time when you ask people if they've ever seen the show, they're always American. And they always say, yeah, I watched it on Disney Channel. That's why most people just assume it's a Disney Channel project. Because no one in Canada actually watched it. Which leads into another thing. Is this housekeeping?
Yeah.
Am I doing housekeeping right now before we talk about the episode?
Yeah.
We're stringing people along, keeping them waiting, okay? You're going to get the good juicy bits later.
Soon.
So, have we talked about the deleted scenes on the podcast?
I feel like we've mentioned it.
I've casually mentioned the season 1 deleted scenes and how they were recently found on Roku channel, just randomly one day.
Just randomly.
They were just there.
But we don't have season 2 scenes, right?
No, season 2, I've worked under the assumption that season 2 doesn't have any deleted scenes, mainly because of the budget and the time crunch. Like, it was just made, and they had already known.
They know that it's going to be shipped off to Disney.
Yeah, they already knew that, so they were probably just more attentive with the production, with the movie making. What I did not know, and what was found out recently by, fellow podcast buddy Anakin, Betty Weir on Tumblr, what it was found out by Anakin on Tumblr was that the movie was also censored. And censored in like so much that it made me think, how did Disney even pick up this movie in the first place? Because it's like actually quite explicit.
Really?
It's actually very explicit.
I remember seeing this in the Discord.
Did you see the clip? Did you guys see the clip?
I didn't watch the clip.
I will show you guys the clip right now. I'll pause. You guys watch, because this is important, okay? This is important. Someone just randomly uploaded, in 2011.
Yeah.
Like, there was a channel on YouTube that would just upload things recorded from the Teletoon network.
Yeah.
So, just TV show clips in general. And the movie just happened to be clips from there.
Yeah.
So it was recorded from Teletoon. We have a few clips, and they're and they didn't even know, the person who uploaded didn't even know that the movie would later be censored. It was just, they were just uploading clips from as it aired on Teletoon.
Yeah.
And they are crazy.
Really?
I'll link it in the description so you guys can check it out at home. Craig Manning's of the world. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. You're stuck. We actually I saw someone comment, I love you so much for the person who commented this, who said, I've become Craig or whatever. We're Craigs now. I was like, oh my gosh! I didn't mean to give us a fandom name. Oh, that sounds so weird to even say.
The Craigs.
Fandom. Because I don't even know, I can't even remember how that came about. Well, because I know we mentioned the actor who played Craig Manning in Degrassi was on an episode of mbav, but then how did it become Craig Manning is watching? is the people watching? Well, I'd have to go back and watch the episode.
You have to go back and
You can create an animatic of that, an animated of
just send
Craig
me the
Manning.
audio and I'll do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up now. The biggest thing that's really important. You remember when we did the movie episode of the podcast, and we were
yes,
at 3 a.m. There's a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Do you distinctly remember before we recorded? We looked in the it might have been a different point when we were watching the movie, not for the podcast, just because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Where we looked at the credit scene, and at the end it said. Song Riot Girl by Good Charlotte, and we were like, that song is never in the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't the original edit!
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, instead of Girl Next Door, it was Riot Girl by Good Charlotte.
Oh my gosh.
And they had to remove the song because it's explicit, and they couldn't air that song on Disney Channel, it's so you gotta add that to the Vampamps.
Okay.
It's actually a really good song, and I've been, mbav has dragged me back into my Good Charlotte phase.
No, for some reason, my brain's you know what, this all, connects to Disney even.
Yeah.
Because Hillary Duff? No.
Oh, Hillary Duff! Oh my gosh. So when Cameron Kennedy, in that one stupid video he did, where he was like, you'd be surprised at what they made us cut. I didn't realize it was this much.
Yeah.
So go check out that clip at home, people. This clip was uploaded 11 years ago in 2011. Wow. So before the TV show, I think the TV show was airing in Canada at this time.
Yeah.
But it hadn't finished airing. It didn't finish airing. Yeah. Season 1 didn't finish airing until 2012, remember?
Yeah.
It's they stretched it out for really long. So that's the whole thing. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. This has nothing to do with the episode.
Yeah. Makes you wonder if anyone just has like basement tapes of like the
That's
whole
what
movie.
I'm thinking. Because like there's literally no other way to find the full unedited version of the movie.
Yeah, aside from trying to go to the source itself.
The only possible options are
someone recorded it like accidentally
like this person recorded it from their TV.
Yeah.
So this person might have the full movie and then they just cut bits of it to upload to YouTube.
Yeah.
But, we don't have any contact info for that person. And someone just has like a random taping of it.
Yeah.
Or
you have to try to see if Teletoon has an archive of it.
They would you'd have to assume, although this show has nothing, they don't associate with this show at all, like ever. Like it's like an embarrassing thing for Teletoon or something.
Embarrassing phase.
Yeah, like they don't talk about it ever. It's not on Teletoon Plus or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like not. It's more associated with Disney Channel now, and I think they prefer it that way.
Yeah.
But what I was saying on that is it's either that or some of the DVDs they released DVDs of the movie before season 1 had finished airing of like just the movie that was produced by the WB by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they're called the red case DVDs, right? Because the green ones, which have the movie in season 1, were edited. Yeah, that's the copy that I have.
Yeah.
And most people have. Those are the most accessible. And then there's the Disney Channel DVD releases as well, which has season 1 and season 2, right?
Yeah.
And season 1 always comes packaged with the movie.
Yeah.
So the copies. Oh, and then there's also a Disney Channel DVD of just the movie. But of course, that one's also edited. So so there's a possibility that the red case Warner Brothers movie DVD of mbav might be uncensored, but those are pretty much impossible to find and are really expensive.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make a lot of them. So good luck finding those. If you're a millionaire out there and you find like a copy, like a legit copy for like $100, check it out. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that for the podcast viewers. Let's talk about season 2 now.
Let's talk about the episode now.
Yeah.
Let's 25 minutes.
Let's talk about the episode now.
Yay.
Dad.
that was me. That entire segment.
Yeah.
I have other housekeeping things to mention also, but I'll disperse them. Yeah, I'll disperse them throughout the episode. Okay. So sorry for scrambling your brains with a completely different...
My brain scrambled egg.
For a different part. Time to think about Independence Days again.
Yeah.
So...
I liked it. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I'll just get out my least favorite part, right away, is that... I mean, it makes sense as to why they did this, just to keep the mood kind of light-ish. But, like, Sarah and Ethan had, like, serious fears.
Yeah.
And then Benny's was just kind of silly campy.
Cybernontist.
Which, I mean, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Silly fears are valid.
It's true.
But also...
I don't know. I mean,
there's a lot of, especially in our responses on Tumblr,
I saw that,
people. This is a big thing a lot of people mentioned recently. I remember a year ago. Sorry.
And I think like a part of it is just it feels like very random out of left field because like with Ethan and like Sarah's, you could kind of understand based off past episodes and just how they are.
Yeah.
Benny's just like that.
Sorry. The big thing. That was me moving my chair. I'm scooching in for the juicy deets. A big thing that people talk about, and we'll read them later, is that, maybe Benny's thing should have been, like, he's afraid of, like, not being without his magic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because he's, like, even though he's only had it for, like, like a year now or whatever.
It provides, like, a sense of security.
It's kind of become a crutch of his, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been cool to, develop that, and to a certain degree, Cyberdontist is that.
Yeah, kind of did, yeah.
Because he can't use magic, he can't magic his way out of it.
Because he's a dentist specifically.
Yeah, and like there is something because he's a dentist. Dentists are immune to magic, not robots or like technology, but like dentists. Dentists are immune to magic. Which now that when you find out, spoiler alert. Evelyn was behind the whole thing. It's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense because clearly, like, she just invented this little world for them to play in, which is, renders the stakes meaningless, but it's okay because it was a good setup, a good reason to do this kind of episode because I feel like it was really cool.
Yeah.
But
I do love that Evelyn's just kind of petty. Like they ignored her that one time.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Well, because she was like, I sense a coming darkness, which is the setup, which is why I always say this episode should come before. To some degree, I understand because Benny is the comic relief side character.
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't need that much.
See, like, I
development to figure everyone
understand,
out.
but at the same time, it just, like, takes you out of it a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah.
And like I said, Cyberdontis could be, like, an example or an amalgamation of, like, that fear.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really apply itself as well as it should.
Yeah.
They could have done so much more with Cyberdontist.
We'll talk about Sarah.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, a big deal, you know? Sarah.
Sarah.
So the big thing, I think, well, first of all, they set it up so
Uh-huh.
They set it up so obviously in the beginning part, right?
Yeah.
Where they all straight up
They're
just say their fears,
yeah.
you know?
And Evelyn was like, let me take notes on that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
literally just taking notes on it, yeah.
Wait, did they? I just blacked out, I guess.
Yeah, they did.
Right
like,
at
briefly.
the beginning, they're fighting, and then
They're like, you're the one who's afraid of yourself.
Oh.
yeah, and Benny's like, at least I'm not afraid of myself.
And she's like, what does that mean?
And it's like, that is something to analyze.
Presidential
Yeah.
alert. The girls are fighting.
Exactly. It's something to analyze because Sarah, the idea that, like, she's still afraid of being a vampire or doesn't, like, that's actually one of her fears,
Yeah.
is actually, like, going full ham with the vampirism, with the vampire.
Did she mention Jesse? In this
No.
one?
Jesse was not even mentioned once.
Because I thought she had said, like, a vampire like Jesse. Or, like,
No, she just said,
without a conscience or whatever.
yeah, she just said, like, in general, well, because she was like, Benny was like, I'm not afraid of myself, at least. And then she's like, what's that supposed to mean? And Ethan says, that means that you're a vampire who's afraid to bite people. And then afterwards, she's like, that's not the kind of person I want to be, someone without conscience and just kills people for no reason,
So, yeah, it's just, you gotta... So, yeah.
It makes sense that she doesn't want to be like Jesse,
Yeah.
because that is how Jesse...
You could very much, like, with this episode, kind of see... like that she still does have that fear. It just didn't disappear at the beginning of season 2.
Yeah. They put the plot line on the back burner, but especially in these last 2 episodes, these last 3 episodes, technically the finale, and then this episode, it does get brought back up again. So it's clearly like they didn't like forget it and want to throw it in the bin. They just wanted to fight
Let it
toilet
simmer.
gators before.
Yeah.
Let it simmer in the back, let it bubble in the back, and then we'll put it on the full heat near the end. Like you'll definitely see.
Yeah, no, we're trying this new menu item called Toilet Gators.
Yeah, They're like, we have too many plans. And, to a certain degree, it feels like they ran out of ideas in season 2, but maybe these were the ideas they had planned all along. And it's not my personal cup of tea, like the first thing I think of, so that's why I think they ran out of ideas. But it's still good, obviously. Like for the mbav ranking, right? It's like, even if I put an episode low, it's still like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like all of the episode rankings are a 9 out of 10 when it comes to other episodes.
When it comes to like a ranking episode, are we gonna do each individual tiers, or are we gonna fight on one tier list?
I think
because I think it'd be more entertaining for us to fight on one tier list.
I agree. We can create our own personal ones if we want.
Yeah, I think.
And we'll post like personal ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will do a definitive Vampy Wampy Campy.
And then can we rank
podcast.
household appliances afterwards?
Let's just become a ranking channel, guys. Let's just rank cereals next.
Please.
Go YouTuber mode.
There's another like fun little.
Mm-hmm.
Just send us on Tumblr what do you want us to rank.
I do appreciate that element with Sarah, where she definitely. Well, it is something that's pretty interesting, because like she doesn't actually like. Yeah, she does it because like she says she does it because it's like, well, I don't want to kill people.
Yeah.
But it's like to a certain degree, it's like you do have to accept your vampire
vampire
lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
And
she's still in certain ways trying to skirt around it, just not as obvious as it was in season 1.
Yeah. Like I said, she's almost herself emotionally put it on the back burner. It's not just the writers; it's like meta contextual. It's like she's also like, because she literally says that in the season 2 premiere episode. She's Ethan's like, oh, all this crazy stuff that happened in the season 1 finale, and she's like, shut up.
Shut up.
Yes, I have some new challenges and I have to deal with it, but for right now, I just want to hang out with my buddies, okay?
Well,
so please.
Well, I still have you.
Yeah, basically. So they do a good job of explaining why they're not dealing with it right away, and that they decided to bring it up again in the finale. Although if they were to do a season 3, that could have been kind of if they kept doing that like over and over again, where like the middle is just like random episodic episodes that don't really mean much in the grander scheme of things, and then they bookend each season with like, whoa, crazy lords. I feel like it would have gotten a little sickening.
Sickening.
I feel like it would have gotten a little tired. That's what I meant to say. Not like sickening. like it would have gotten a little bit like, you know, like I even feel like to a certain degree, like, because spoiler, Craig, cover your ears. Jesse does come back in the season 2 finale, right? As we all know already, he does come back.
No, I'm probably thinking of the movie, but wasn't there like a vision or like a little scene? I think it was the movie or like last season's before season.
Does Ethan have a vision about Jesse?
I don't know.
Because it happens in all of us.
Like,
it happens in
every single Jesse's plotline. Ethan has a vision about him.
Yeah. I think it was like a TikTok or something.
Oh.
It was like a video I saw, or like it was something else.
Are you doing? Tell me what the go ahead.
It was like it was a Tumblr post. I remember. It was like the one about burying me alive, and then like, who did this?
Oh yeah.
The one about Jesse.
I thought you were talking about the gift set where they put the words from the episode of American Horror Story over Jesse, where it's like, surprise, bitch! You thought you got rid of me.
That one's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. In general,
he just comes back.
It could have gotten a little tiring to just like every finale we bring Jesse back. Like he was in the movie, he was in season 1 finale, he was in season 2 finale, season 3 finale, season 4 finale. You know, like
season 5.
Yeah.
Season 9 finale.
Yeah, season 15 finale. Jesse gets dragged to super hell.
He confesses his love for Gord.
And Gord's like, don't do this. Yeah.
Someone needs to make an edit of that where it's like the scene of like Cass getting sucked into his super hell, but Jesse's Photoshop on top.
Did you know the actor who played Jesse, Joe Driscoll, I think is his name, and Erica, Kate Todd, actress who played Erica, were both in Life with Derek.
Really?
Before this show.
What's Jesse's actor's name?
What's
Jesse's actor's name?
Joe Driscoll.
Joe Driscoll
comes
out as bad and has to come out as straight after.
Yeah, he's actually been in a lot of stuff. Like I remember I just got like a movie trailer like commercial, and I was like, and like he just like jump scared me, and it was just like a new movie. It was just like a new movie. It was like a worldwide release that was coming out, and he was just there, and I was like, it's Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Has anyone done that? Come on, that's genius, guys. Editors. Do hey, Jesse.
You're making Vampy work.
When we were 8 and we went to see Buzzy and the Big B Band, and I cried. He cried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
cried. Okay, so here's
Ethan had such a good outfit this episode.
I really
I know we're not in fit review, but that was a good outfit.
He slayed.
It was
I
great.
do find it kind of funny, like Evelyn just like dropped him in here there to be alone, but something was in there.
Yeah. I was gonna say because Ethan's thing is that he's afraid of being alone, and he's afraid of not having
his
other people with him, you know.
His loved ones.
And to a certain degree, he doesn't really say that in the very beginning, like in their little.
Yeah.
They don't set it
but
up like that.
But I feel like that can just be implied by his character archetype.
Yeah, because I would definitely say he is like that, and specifically he says if it wasn't for my foolproof plans, you know, you guys would be. So like it's almost like he needs people to rely on him.
Yeah.
And depend on him, so he can feel like needed. You know.
He did.
That's just oldest child syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's pretty well set up, and then but my thing is that if they really wanted to emphasize that like, you know, like his fears being alone before Pyro in the bathrobe, as Benny called him, Pyro in a bathrobe, before he shows up.
He didn't really like mention anything about being alone. He just says like,
no, I don't know.
Alone. And I'm like, that's it.
Yeah, you'd think he would like kind of be more freaked out that he was. I feel like they should have done more with that, and people say that in our responses as well.
Yeah. Okay, like on the one hand, like it makes sense that Ethan's the one who figured it out. He has the visions and stuff.
Yeah.
But also it'd have been cool if like the other two kind of figured out and Ethan was kind of left helpless.
Yeah.
Dealing with being
like,
alone.
Because his thing is like
He's like, I need to make a genius plan.
It's almost like he's being arrogant to a certain degree, where he's like, well, I'm the one who figured, and it's because he does. Yeah. You know, he figures out everything for them. The only time he doesn't is when he's literally under a spell, like in season 2.
Yeah.
And it would have been instead of him just doing that again, like them just going to that default, maybe have someone else, you know, have the other ones, like, you know, maybe instead of having Benny eat like 10 pounds of French fries, have him actually do something in the problem solving for once.
Maybe have your title character solve problems.
Yeah, maybe have Sarah, you know, because Sarah's smart. Yeah. Obviously, she was able to problem solve just as easily when she was given the chance in the narrative. Yeah. You know, but they don't ever give her that opportunity.
You know, it's fine. I do like this episode anyway.
I do think it's really good, but
I
clearly
some of the editing decisions they made.
Yeah. I do like the split, like specifically when Benny was like turning around the corner, and then like Ethan was like walking forward, and it was split.
It's like kind of like one of those like phone call kind of.
Yeah. It was, the focus was really nice. Like they did a good job filming it, you know. So they had some intention when they're, because you know, to do that split, you need to film it properly so that, you know, the person's still in frame in like a 1:1 aspect ratio instead of normal. So, I was supposed to play the promo for this episode. Let's do that real quick. Sorry.
Like, what? I do, like, we've already mentioned it, but I do appreciate Erica and Rory.
Yes.
So much. I do like how it's just, like, this is a puppet.
Yeah, his vampire Sasquatch. Talk about cursing yourself with the vampire Sasquatch bit. Because, like, they canceled Vampire Sasquatch. Can you believe they canceled it after just 9 seasons? And it's like, good job, guys.
Good job.
Really, foretold history there. Yeah. Okay, is this the one I want to play? Yes. Okay.
An all-new babysitter.
An all-new babysitter. Okay, here it is.
I sense a coming darkness. A force so powerful, so evil, that none of you stand a chance against it alone. Trouble is coming.
If I don't get some cookies, then we're gonna have some trouble.
Brand new vampire.
Heads to another dimension.
You look like me. I'm easy. You're too chicken to be. I am my own worst enemy.
Well.
Like I didn't see that coming.
There's time for a checkup.
We're stuck in our own universes.
It's good versus evil.
So these will be destroyed together.
That's the upside here.
Brand new vampire. Next Friday at 7 Central on Disney Channel.
There you go. That's the right one. I'll just cut the other one out.
Maybe we should make a compilation of us saying brand new vampire.
On a brand new vampire. Okay, so the episode aired September 14th, 2012. That's when it aired on Disney. My Babysitter's a Vampire. 8/7 Central, which is kind of late.
Next Friday, 8/7 Central.
Yeah, they know the tweens can stay up a little later.
See, that's what I mean. I know I talked about this previously, and I'm really glad I did. That the only reason why we have these uploads is because there were like adults, not adults, but like older people who knew how to work the internet who were like really excited to watch the show. It wasn't just like very, very young people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like all the comments are filled with people like being like, "Oh my gosh," like, you know, like new episode, like I'm so excited. Does anyone have a file sharing link they can share with me? Because like people who were watching these promos as they were being uploaded by this person on the internet. Shout out to Buttermellow, love you, adore you, kisses all around. The reason why this person was uploading these promos is because they had the opportunity to record the promos, and people didn't have cable but wanted to watch the show. Yeah. So this was them like basically like giving the trailer to the people who couldn't watch it on Disney Channel.
Yeah, and
then people like
would
looking
be able
around
to get their links. And
looking around to find episodes. Yeah. Like I found a bunch of old Tumblr links that were like every episode of the show, and all of the links are just dead now because like, you know, it's just like some random website that had it.
Yeah.
Someone being like, check out this new episode, and they all predated the finale happening. I know, I saw a post, I can't remember who it was from, where they were like, if I was in the fandom, like, you know, aware and active when the finale happened, and then, like, I had to be, like, in, you know, hanging out with everybody in 2012 and 2013.
I think that was Anakin.
Yeah, I was like, I would have lost my mind.
Mystic Moon Dancer, I saw the reply, was like, I was in that era.
Yeah, it was awful, because, like, For me, I just let so many shows just like kind of just like pass through my mind, you know.
Yeah.
It was just like added to the pile for me. So like I didn't actually really care all that much when the season 2 finale aired and I saw it and then that was it. Because I distinctly remember watching it and I was just like whatever, and then like a bunch of shows like that. Like I was watching Big Time Rush one day and then all of a sudden I was like, wait, that was the finale? And it just like happened and I was like, oh, I just watched the finale. Like I didn't even register in my brain. So like it didn't really matter to me until years later when I rewatched the show and I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Oh, that's so, and then I got infuriated, as one does.
As one does.
So, anything else you guys want to say before we do the
What is it? Bad jokes?
Oh yes, bad joke section.
Bad joke section.
Oh, I think I mentioned it when we were watching the episode, but I'd like to imagine that in each dimension that they had, there was like, it was all the same, of course, but like slight, like little things were different. I think that would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, because like I noticed particularly in the doorknob when Ethan's going to the principal's office, like you know how sometimes in schools they have like the flat handle that you like push down.
Yeah.
They had the round doorknob, so I was thinking like if they were going into the same place, like do the doorknob differently.
Yeah, wouldn't
Like,
that have been a
something
cool hint besides
Yeah.
just like the fact that all the sets were empty?
Yeah.
Like they could have like shown small little tiny things like that,
That
like
were different.
they go to turn a door.
Certain posters might be different.
Yeah, like that would have been, and then they can do an obvious, you know, like close up on it and then musical cue, you know, but that would just add to the intrigue and mystery. I agree.
Yes.
Okay, let's do bad joke section.
That joke never gets a laugh.
It's such a stupid random moment from that episode too. I'm supposed to have House Nubis sound effects too. I was supposed to do that. Today's not my day. I was supposed to get all the sound effects ready and I didn't get any of them. Sabuna. I got a comment. Did I tell you guys that I got comment? I did tell you guys. I got a comment on that video that was like, "You should title this something better so more people will click on it." And I'm like,
no.
I don't really need people to. I don't need to. I don't feel the need. It's a podcast episode. I don't need to clickbait people with it. You know,
It's not like we're like trying to get people to watch our stuff.
I'll get the I'll save the clickbait for the personal videos. You know, I'll sell out. I'll sell out with my own stuff. You know, if I want to.
Yeah.
But I was pulling it up because I was going to tell you how the finale ends. Okay, so
I think we're in bad joke section.
We haven't mentioned one bad joke. Guys, the podcast has gone meta. The bad joke in bad joke section is bad joke section. Bad joke section is the bad joke.
Yes.
We're getting meta with the series.
Let me finish this tangent and then we'll actually get to the jokes, okay?
So
okay.
bad joke
Any bad
section.
jokes in Independence Days?
The fact that he did not realize he was in the empty classroom.
Yeah.
When he burped. That one's on me, guys. And you're like, there's no teacher.
There's no
There's no one in front of you. There's no one to the side of you. There's no one behind you.
Also the way he like moved.
That was so obviously a sound effect they added in post. It's like one of those like.
I was like, no one moves like that when they. He just like levitated a little bit and like tensed up his shoulders. Like you'll have to show a clip, but
Yeah.
it was awful.
No.
Oh, that was actually gross. I was expecting one of those disgusting. Those like. Here we go.
Not another one.
That was what happened in that scene. Can we get that again, guys?
I hate it here.
I hate this. Why would you do this?
Why was that first one so realistic? I hate that.
Don't play it again.
No, I'm closing the tab.
The bad joke was us all along.
That it's like they play a sound effect like that,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Whoa, I just burped."
The bad joke was the char left on the thing from the pyro robe guy.
It was so clearly a PNG that they just like. There's no tech. They didn't like mold it to like. It just literally they just
slapped a PNG.
they
over.
placed it on top like a transparent like
the,
burn effect.
Like the thing in the
image.
Fast and Furious.
Yes, like the punch, like the Rory punch. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
At least the Rory punch looks slightly because they did a cut, right? You could kind of tell there's a cut when the motion, but at least that's like a professional thing that people do. Like they hide a cut in like a a physical motion.
Match cut.
Yeah. Thank you. But like, it was just so clearly like they had they bought like a pack of like explosion, it literally, like fire explosion, like little images, like gift sets, and then they cut as they played that, and then they just had
like what Phil spent like.
Yes, exactly. $8. Yeah, £8 on the fire effects. Yeah. It literally like most of the editing, besides the CGI, and even the CGI, it's like PowerPoint levels of bad. It's like.
Yeah. But that's what I love about it.
I was gonna say it does add to the charm of it, because like. To a certain degree, I know it's not like, oh, the CGI is bad or they're bad at their job. It's almost always never that. It's always that they were on a time crunch, especially with shows like this, and especially Disney, even though this wasn't Disney, but I bet they had the same work hours.
They ran their kid actors as hard as they could.
And they had to quick turnaround time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the animators probably had like 2 days to do everything, which probably isn't enough time.
And most of that was probably spent erasing the transparent grid from a JPEG disguised as a PNG.
Yeah, exactly. The transparent grid in the background. You have the poor intern who's not getting paid, but it was like, hey, you get to edit a real episode of TV today.
And to give him that image of the chart.
Yeah, it's like, it's just that folder that Jim was using, and you're just there with the mouse like, And it's like, what? The episode comes out in 4 hours? Oh, God.
Just copy, paste.
Yeah. And, oh, man. So I really feel for those people. Because, like, I don't want to say, like, oh, the CGI is bad. It's like, they just didn't have enough.
They did their best.
They tried. They did with what they had, which was low budget, no time. Yeah, exactly. If they were given better working hours and wages, then they probably would be able to do something nicer looking. Yeah. But, like, this show had, like, a budget of, like, $2.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame them. And then plus they actually did like save all of their funds for the big boy explosion in the finale. Like they really probably like saved all of their money for the finale.
Spoilers, Craig.
Spoilers, Craig. There's a giant explosion. Did you see that GIF where he's like Ethan's jumping around excitedly and then it's like yeah.
I saw that one.
Yeah, where it's like so excited it explodes. Those are both from the finale.
Like me, for real.
That's how much emotional whiplash you get from the episodes. It's like Ethan's jumping around excited, and then all of a sudden everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig.
Sorry, Craig. We're almost there. Yeah. You'll find out if you're watching this like years in advance. You'll learn all of this like literally in 2 hours.
If this is dug up in a time capsule because we burned these onto CDs and
then put them in like a
box,
a Back to the Future metal lunchbox, and then buried it. And 30 years later, people are listening.
Yes.
First of all, hi, Craig. Nice to see you.
Craig of the future.
Okay, are we done with bad joke section? Actually, no, we're not.
No,
because
we are not.
Most of the bad jokes.
Fries.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Most of the bad jokes pertain to Benny, and it's clearly because like
Cyberdontist was the whole thing.
Exactly, Cyberdontist.
And that's how they defeated him was by flipping the off switch.
Yeah, just boop, a little off switch. It's so stupid. But specifically, I think you can tell that they had a lot of really interesting, kind of like, more darker, like more serious ideas. Yeah. What I was saying is that it's very clear that they had a lot of interesting ideas, right? Yeah. But then they kind of sat down and then were like, this is a little too serious. Yeah. Or that's probably what they thought. So then they were like, okay, well, what they always do is they give B-Man all the jokes. He gets all the jokes. And then he gives jokes, and that lightens the mood, right? Yeah. And that formula has become the most obvious in this episode because it's pretty much the case for all the episodes. Yeah. Everyone is the straight man to B-Man's.
They need all of them to balance
to
out.
Be like a normal level of intelligence, so he can just be like, But it's especially in like the Mummy episode, that's very obvious. He's just like spitting jokes left and right, and it works there. But this one is just a little more obvious because like clearly it almost feels like they're compromising the story to a certain degree.
It really makes me feel like interested to see like what creators of these types of shows that could get more serious or like mbav or like Gravity Falls or even like Avatar or something, like what they would do with it if they weren't confined by the kid rating. And I'm not saying make it like CW thing, but just like kind of free reign to make something maybe family friendly, but it could kind of push it a little
Yeah,
bit.
like tween stuff, you know? There are people don't make things for tweens anymore.
Yeah.
TV shows are for little babies or for grown adults.
Yeah.
And then tweens just have to pick between the two. It's either Bluey or Euphoria, you know what I mean?
Blue, Euphoria, or TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, is that's why they all flock to TikTok. It's not like teens only want to watch TikTok. They probably want to watch real TV too. But there's no one's just making movies or shows for them.
Except the Barbie movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, you know, it's like there's obviously been a gap in the market, and I think now that production companies are back to normal,
Speaking of the Barbie movie, I'm so excited. I want more brightly colored cinema.
I'm so excited. Yeah, because, oh my gosh,
everything just, like, the roller skates looking like toys,
Yeah.
the car looking like...
Dude, so, like, you would know, right, how, like, the reason why all those Disney movies are so freaking dark is because it hides the bad CGI?
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah, kind of.
They just dim it all. Like Avengers Endgame. Why was that movie so dark?
Yeah.
Like, all the scenes that aren't filmed that are like just like people talking to each other,
I
like
miss
all the action
practical
stuff.
effects too.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't have to.
I'm not gonna get into a Marvel rant right now.
This show, I feel like could have used more practical effects too. I feel like that would have added to the. It would have added a
little bit to like the campiness of the
different
show.
level of charm. I mean, obviously, you can't throw fireballs at Matthew and I, although I wish they did.
I wish they could. I wish they could throw fireballs at
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why I wish violence upon the actors.
You know what, that's
any
so
chance I
bad.
get. But like, I know they can't do that specifically, but like the whole, I hate to be one of those film bro dudes, but the whole Quentin Tarantino thing where he was like, as much practical effects as you can do, you know?
Yeah.
To a certain
'Cause
point,
it's
like you
nice,
need.
'cause, like,
yeah.
I'm gonna use Marvel because it's the most ubiquitous like example of this, but like Endgame or something, most of that is CGI and green screen, and it just doesn't feel the same as like them having like a real set to record on.
Yeah.
Things are
Like, why do you think Lord of the Rings look? You know, like Lord of the Rings is like they actually filmed it like on a set,
Yeah.
and that's why it's like one of the most expensive
Yeah.
trilogies ever. But like, that,
And
I
like
think that's a good
get,
example.
and the part of it I get because a lot of Endgame and like Marvel stuff is sci-fi action, but still you could still build plots.
Yeah. Especially if you have such a big budget, you know,
Yeah.
instead of
And since you have such a big budget, actually pay your artists.
exactly that's another example. The exact same thing I said about this show is the case for those movies as well.
Yeah,
because they also give those people like zero budget for actual animation
but
and
the thing
a
is,
huge
like,
time
those
crunch.
people actually have the budget.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
give to
It's
them.
it's not just like a tiny little Canadian network
Yeah.
like Teletoon. It's Disney. So it's like, come on, game designers, get it together. Moral of the story.
Anyways, look out for my Marvel rant coming. I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's go.
As a Marvel stan, I have a lot to say.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I loved the comics, you know,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden seeing them just become movies, it was like, whoa. Yeah. Did you want to do Fit Review now?
Yes.
Hi, sorry. My brain just ignited another like pet peeve of mine that has nothing to do with mbav, but it's just the multiversification of everything.
Oh my god.
Everything's a
Yeah.
multiverse.
I hate it so much.
Except for Into the Spider-Verse. That's the only good one.
valid one.
We had this exact same rant in the season 1 finale. I distinctly remember we were watching the season 1 finale, and we went on we were like, by the way, we just saw saw Doctor Strange 2, and boy, was it bad.
Yeah.
Because it was like it was literally like only like a few days after we had seen it.
Yeah.
So-
Anyways, I'm
It's
sorry
so
for
sad.
bringing Marvel back into this.
It's okay.
I've been rewatching the Iron Man movies because they are comfort movies to me.
I know you're an Iron Man stan.
Yeah.
Fit Review. I guess the only thing I want to mention is
Benny is
Benny's
horrific.
awful. Remember we said boycott Benny and Brown 2K22.
Yeah, he's like a blue hoodie.
Back at it. It's a blue striped hoodie and then a brown.
stripes. Sure.
I like that shirt on Ethan.
I like
Yeah.
Ethan's maroon shirt. It's
Yeah,
nice.
he looks good in like deeper colors.
Yeah.
I like Sarah's like indigo like vest.
It's
I
great.
love Evelyn's all purple and pink.
Oh, I was
This
gonna
is such
say,
a good outfit.
I love Evelyn's outfit. So it's like one of those shawl things.
Scene Queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scene Queen shawl.
It's like a leopard print
like magenta,
purple
Yeah.
like shawl sweater
cardigan
thing. Because it's cropped in the back, so it's just for the sleeves.
Yeah.
If you look,
Yeah.
maybe I can like. Come on. There you go. See,
Oh yeah.
it's kind of. So I guess what would that be called?
Cropped,
A shawl
the
or
cropped
something?
cardigan.
Yeah, and then like a really nice purple sweater,
Yeah.
a turtleneck.
Some good,
Obviously.
Pearls.
Like a good
some
look.
good old
Circles.
lady jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
I want
She's
this
amazing.
outfit.
I love Evelyn. I love her.
I don't have Evelyn.
Okay.
Evelyn
So
is an icon.
let's talk about great screenshot. Let's talk about B-Man is wearing, I think it's like either a gray,
POV, you sit
this.
behind Benny in class.
it's a gray,
It's blue and like
Yellow.
a lime, like a yellow green.
it's like a very, very bright yellow. It's a zip up,
Yeah.
Let me see.
right? It's a zip up, right?
Yeah.
It's a, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like the
It's
gray
Yeah, I'm not
shirt
a,
under. It's a
yeah.
gray polo. I don't even know if it has
not
stripes
a
on it.
fan of the polo.
I like the jacket, but I don't like the
It is.
yeah.
It's closer to green. We're having the green
we
discussion
thought he
again.
had a studded belt.
Oh yeah, because when he fell over and was running away, it looked like a studded belt. It's not a studded belt. It's just a striped shirt. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's closer to green. You're right. It's a yellowy green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I want to talk about Ethan. Eve.
I like this Ethan fit.
Me too.
Let me get to
I
Ethan.
like it.
I
With the
like,
jacket.
yeah, I like his layers.
Oh, and he has Benny has a second jacket. It's a gray jacket.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
No,
one.
I don't mind
It's
it.
okay.
I like layers.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
prefer
Layers look good on them.
the layers. I don't like the shirt under the actual
The
shirt
actual
underneath.
shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
He's
that
wearing a
jacket.
blue
It's a good
shirt
jacket.
and then a
shirt.
gray zip up. I think it's the same gray zip up from the I don't think it's the exact same one, but it reminds me of the one from the first episode ever where we made fun of his,
Oh, yeah.
his
Yeah.
3X t-shirts.
He's grown
Trans
into
boy
it.
swag.
Yeah, exactly.
He's grown into it.
Yeah, and then he has, it's one of those, and then like a nice,
Yeah, it's brown.
he has a nice tan brown kind of army jacket. Is that what you would call that? An army jacket? It's time to rest. What was I saying? Oh, he's wearing like a
It's like
like a
a-
tan brown army jacket. That's what I'll
Yeah.
call it.
It's like a thick jacket.
It's nice.
I don't know why I want to say like a utility
Does it
jacket.
have sleeve? No, it doesn't have thumb holes.
That would have been so on brand for him.
Although I really like the tan pants. They're
Yeah.
always just
The
wearing
khakis, yeah.
like lame jeans, but I like the
It's actually very modern. It's
I-
like back in style now.
yeah. It's like I think it's one of those like timeless looks, you know, because it's pretty basic, you know,
like
t-shirt.
I will let you know that back in 2015 it was not.
I guess so.
it was
I guess.
horrific.
But like you wouldn't think so. But like if someone was wearing this in any point in the 21st century, you
Yeah.
wouldn't like bat an eye and be like, oh, that's so dated. Like it just kind of like.
Yeah, but it's normal.
Which I'm glad that they went that direction instead of very dated looking t-shirts like
Yeah.
we talked
Like in
about
season
at
one.
nauseum. Yeah.
Yes.
It just fits better with the show because you know you want it to last. You want people to watch it into
all
you know
the time. Yeah.
into the future. So you don't want them to be like, hey, look at those stupid shirts like we did ourselves.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay,
As
so
you know.
we have two. We'll talk about Erica and Rory afterwards.
Okay.
We have two
Sarah.
looks to
Sarah.
look at.
Because we got evil Sarah.
We got Evil Sarah. We didn't even talk about. We'll talk about Evil Sarah after the review. Okay.
Yeah.
We will. There it is. Okay, so first we're starting off with normal Sarah.
I do like the pink pants.
She's wearing
I
these
love the
neon pink, I think they're skinny jeans.
Yeah.
To the sense where it's like,
They're
it's
like
like,
those like skinny jean, like jeggings.
yeah,
kinda.
they're like 20% jean, 80% polyester,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know? That kind of look, right? So, and then she has a great jacket, which I like. What is that
Yeah.
kind of jacket
Blazer.
called?
A blazer.
Is it a blazer?
Yeah.
But like a double-breasted, is that what it's called? Where it like folds
Oh, yeah.
over?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. And
And
I
then,
really
a
like
really
it.
thin scarf.
Yeah.
I love the scarf. It's
know,
not.
iconic.
It's actually it's quite thick. Actually, in close-ups you can see it's
Yeah.
like
It's not as thin as Evil Sarah's, right?
Evil Sarah's definitely is like it's a thin sequined
She's skinny tea.
skin tee.
POV
Yeah,
of
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to get a Chromebook to work.
Okay, so she's wearing purple
Yeah.
pants, right? She's wearing purple pants, right? Am I not going
I don't
crazy?
remember.
Oh my gosh.
I don't either.
Let me get to the
I thought
other
it was
part.
an all black.
Let me get to the
outfit.
part where she's walking around.
I like her purple streaks.
Me too.
They
That's
put-
probably my favorite part.
I can't tell
Let me
what
see-
color
let
the
me see.
pants are. It's too local. He's
I think it's an
squinting.
all black outfit.
Is it all black?
Let her walk a little more.
Oopsies.
Yeah. Let her go a little closer. So Evil Sarah is wearing these pleather pants, which
Yes.
are awesome.
Awesome.
I appreciate, and some nice boots, as as Sarah said herself. She's wearing like gloves too, which is
Yeah, the leather gloves.
And then
She's dressed
Is
more
that-
emo than the emo siren was.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is there like a closer?
There's like a few. I think.
Trying to, yeah, there we go. Of her jacket.
Yeah.
It's like a leather jacket, but like it had again. I think it's double
Which-
breasted, so but it's open, so it's like
Yeah,
kind
that's
of looks like a
why-
cape.
That's why I asked earlier in the recording. Is like, was Jessie mentioned at all? Because this outfit in like the evil Sarah version is giving very Jessie.
It's very Jessie.
Like it makes me
Yeah.
think of like this is like not
This-
what Sarah wants to be.
Yeah, it
This
looks
is what
really
Sarah
great.
would have become if she stayed with Jesse.
Mm-hmm. And then I like the silver scarf because you know
Yeah,
it's
it's,
still
like,
Sarah,
sparkly.
so it has to
Yeah.
have a sequin silver scarf. Yeah. And then like we said earlier, I love the purple streaks, and also her eyes glow
Purple.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I like how, like,
Choked
they-
on my
I like how they
spit. I
make-
got too excited. I started choking. I got so
I
excited.
really like how they made like purple kind of Evil Sarah's color.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
can we get into Sarah color theory again? My favorite thing.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing, y'all. So Sarah has two colors, right?
Yes.
Pink and
purple.
purple. Orple. She's very much an Orple character. Right. She's a purple character, okay? But in the early seasons
Yes.
and in the movie, she's wearing like coral and pink.
Yeah, like
Pink.
very pink.
Very, very pink, like baby pink almost, which like can represent innocence and like obviously femininity. She's always very feminine, right? That's like her thing, right?
Yeah.
She's like a very feminine character, and I love that for her.
Yes.
You know, they don't try to because she's like, you
The
know,
babysitter.
just because she's like very like
babysitter.
punch, you know, like strong.
Yeah.
She's also like just very girly as well.
she
It's
like
great.
joins cheerleading. Yeah.
So as time goes on, she starts wearing a little bit more purple, as in like sort of like more blue, like melancholic
Yeah, like
elements end up getting mixed in there. So
Yes.
it's still all very feminine and light, but Evil Sarah with her purple and her black is like the full evolution of that.
Yeah.
Like specifically in the movie, the famous shirt that she's wearing at the vampire dinner party is like a pink corally kind of look, right?
Yeah.
And then when she meets up with Jesse again, when they interact with each other in the hallway, with Erica now fully turned, right? She's wearing a blue shirt, so it's like that's like because she's like at the end, you know, she's optimistic that she can help her friend and you know kind of stop this guy, but at the end she's like at the end of her life almost. She only has like a few days before she dies from not drinking blood, right?
Yeah.
And she's already lost her friend to the dark side, and all this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like she's wearing a blue shirt, and so like over time. It's almost like purple represents like the mixture of who she is and her vampirism, and then the black elements are like the dark. She never really wears black ever. That's what makes the Evil Sarah fit so stark, is that it's like black. It's like mainly black. She never wears black. Like you can even see the comparison between what she's wearing.
Yeah, she's wearing like grays and whites.
Grays and
pinks.
whites and pinks versus
Black
Evil
and
Sarah, which is
purple.
black and purple and like darker silvers. So it's like. That concludes the Sarah color theory segment. Yes. My favorite segments of these episodes.
Either way, she slays.
She slays all day, no matter what. Now
I just realized I said that just as that GIF was up.
She served.
She slayed.
Literally.
She slayed and slain.
Is slayed and slain. Okay, let me get that Rory fit going because it's hot. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so just to be quick, Rory. This is one of my favorite Rory outfits. So he's wearing that.
It's so good. I love that yellow pants.
Yeah.
He has basically the same pair of pants that Sarah has, but they're yellow instead of pink. I love the skinny jeansification of mbav.
Yeah.
The skinny jean evolution of
The
mbav.
I
Tumblr
think they would have gone
emo-fication.
to the distressed gene-ification of mbav
Yeah, they would have gone to the
Ripped
mom
jeans.
jeans and ripped jeans
jeans.
era if it had continued. Yeah.
platforms.
Exactly. So then he's wearing that. He's wearing. These are all elements he's worn before, but just like arranged differently, which I love. I appreciate that. So he's wearing. Rory's wearing that striped.
Yeah.
Not striped, but that zebra T-shirt that he wore in the
Technically it's
Mirror
striped.
episode. There's some stripes on it, and then that
But,
blue flannel.
Yes, it's such a good outfit.
It's a great fit. It's so simple.
Yeah.
And it's so kind
The
of like
yellow pants match his hair.
I was gonna say the yellow pants is what ties it together. It's what makes it fashion.
Fashion.
So and then
And
Erica, she's wearing
red
some,
dress.
I was gonna say red dress. Red dress. You know from Jonas Brothers, Burning Up.
No.
When Nick Jonas says red dress.
No.
You should check it out. It's funny. He just says red dress so like.
Red dress.
He's like red dress. Like he tries to
do like a run.
Yeah, he does a run, and it's very funny. You gotta add Burning Up to the Van. I'm sorry.
I like the redacted 2-second floor.
Where?
Like, it looks like it's redacted.
Did they tape over? They must have, because this is a real school.
Yeah.
So, they must have just taped over what the
And
actual
just tried
name
to
of
make
the
it
floor
look like a
was.
design element.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it called again?
Burning Up by
Burning Up?
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, Erica has a red dress, and is it like a black jacket?
Okay, so she has this.
I like this outfit.
Yeah.
It's good. I like her with long necklaces. I've always liked her with long necklaces. So she's wearing like this black and red like splatter dress or like just like motif dress.
It looks like blood.
Yeah. I like her in the darker reds.
Yes.
And then her makeup is very like gray and brown and dusty,
Like smoky.
which I really like for
Yes.
her. And she has this like I think it's denim. It might be denim. A black denim
Black
jacket.
denim jacket, yeah.
Cuffs rolled.
Yes.
Rolled cuffs.
It doesn't.
It gives.
So that's how you know she's.
Yeah, so she does limp wrist.
That's how you know she's really popular.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how you know she's a fruit, but like
Fruit.
I shouldn't say that. It's a bit mean. It's
No,
not. It's not funny when I say it.
No, you can say it. I give you the fruit. I'll give you the fruit pass.
Fruit pass. Oh, and she has. Speaking of fruit, she has a studded bracelet.
Speaking of fruit,
It's not funny. I'm sorry, guys.
I gave you the fruit pass. It's fine.
She's the whole produce section if I've ever seen.
And then I think it's brown. She has brown boots on.
Yeah.
I like the boots. I appreciate a good boot. I feel like we don't see boots ever anymore.
Yeah.
Like boots were really big in the 2010s.
They
and like
were.
right now they're not like a thing.
Yeah.
We're just dating this episode with all of our references and talking
Yeah.
about how boots aren't in. Well, I say boots the house down. #ally.
#ally. #fruit.
Okay, then
Like produce section.
and that's fit review.
Yeah.
You get ready for
Come
the
on,
clap? Come on.
Get ready.
Fit review clap.
Sorry.
Fit review. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about Evil Sarah now.
Yes.
Yay.
I love her. She's cool.
I like. She's awesome. She's like the best. So I like the idea of Evil Sarah. Of course, they kind of do a more like surface level analysis of it, right? Where it's like, where she literally just says like, "I'm everything you are afraid of," or whatever. She literally says that. She's like, "I'm stronger. I'm faster. More powerful."
Because
All
I
that stuff,
actively
right?
eat people.
Yeah. So I guess that does pretty much retroactively prove that like people who drink vampires drink human blood.
I just remembered a bad joke.
Oh, go ahead.
Benny and Ethan trying to lure Evil Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Blood's pumping like crazy.
They were trying to like really just say that they're a full like
wait,
full
even
course meals.
Even though we don't have the soundbite, I can play it here. Yeah.
I ran the most track today. My blood is pumping like crazy.
Yeah, that.
I ran the most track today. My blood is pumping.
I played so much sport today.
So many sport.
So
But yeah,
so that's a bad joke.
Yeah,
But
now all the bad jokes are coming to me. The freaking gym shorts.
Oh yeah,
Having to wear them on his
Ethan
head.
wearing gym shorts on his head is it's very funny. It's very like because it's a fun visual thing, you know.
Oh, speaking of fun visual things, I think you wanted to mention the compact, the picture in it.
Oh
Yes. Okay. So here's a little little lore thing for you guys, and I'm not fully aware. I might have this wrong, so you Vanessa Morgan fans out there must correct me. Yeah, don't quote me on this. But in the compact, so Sarah had her compact like confiscated, and she has a picture of herself taped in front of the mirror because
Yeah.
which is like it's like true. Like she probably doesn't have that many photos of herself, like just lying around. She does have a smartphone, but like got it probably after she got turned into a vampire, so she don't have selfies or anything, right? So it's just like photos she had from before, right? So she probably doesn't have that many photos of herself is what I'm trying to say. So it's like having a photo of herself like taped in the compact is like, But also, I'm pretty sure the photo is from the latest Buzz, which for y'all who don't know was a Canadian TV show that ran for like 6 seasons that Vanessa Morgan was in before this show. And it was just about like these like tweens in middle school who run their favorite like teeny bopper magazine, kind of like J14,
Yeah.
And so like they get to start running it, and she plays like one of the mean girl popular characters, and she dates another guy from Degrassi.
That's how you know it's a Canadian.
Yeah, that's how you know it's Canadian, because there's just like 20 Degrassi actors all in there. He
because
plays
all of the all Canadian actors have been in Degrassi at one point.
Wait 1 minute. Sorry, I'm so sorry. This is like the most.
Are you looking up Degrassi?
No. Just rotate the screen. Eli Goldsworthy.
Who?
The character of Eli Goldsworthy in Degrassi dates Vanessa Morgan's character in the latest Bud. So, Eli Goldsworthy.
There we go.
That's all I was looking up. I'm so sorry. Okay, wait. I gotta set up a bit somehow. Guys, come on. Set me up for a bit. Come on, guys. Joke machine. Let's go. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
You come into my house.
You come into my house.
My familia. From House of Gucci.
Yeah.
I want to... What is that?
I want to see... No.
Which one is that one?
The one with Lady Gaga.
Oh, that one I do want to see.
It's like,
I was like, wait, is that what I'm thinking of?
apparently people want to go see it, and it was not...
Oh.
It was not stellar. Well, but it's all up to personal opinion, obviously.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I walk into a movie theater, and if... Like, I can't tell the difference between a good and a bad movie.
It's like, ooh, colorful lights in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Sound effects. Whoa, I'm entertained. Yeah, it's true.
It's like, I had a good time. Good movie.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
When the bad is so bad. Well, then again, we didn't think it was that bad when we watched it.
Yeah.
I was trying to tell myself it was cool because they did some unique stuff in it.
But then we let it fester within us.
It sat.
Yes.
And
it rotted.
Yeah. It went bad.
Like his corpse.
It just went bad, It went sour in the mind. Oh yeah, the eye popping out. That actually looked really bad.
Yeah.
CGI. That looked like something from a bat.
Yeah.
It looked like
that looked like the pyro robe guy.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is the pyro robe guy.
Imagine if Benedict Cumberbatch just showed up in an episode. That's how it felt when Craig Manning showed up. I was like, whoa. Because he's like a famous actor. He was in Umbrella Academy. I've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff. He was in Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, which I watched recently. Because I'm watching every single DCOM ever made.
Oh. Yeah. That's a decom? Okay.
Yeah, and he's only in it for like 2 seconds.
Oh.
But he's there.
He's there.
So Craig Manning, aka...
I need to stop. That water bottle will fall.
You're gonna shmack. Oh no, Benny's not here.
No, it's just gonna make the worst noise for you to go back to.
Dave, what's his name? Dave Krasinski? No.
Something like that.
In the werewolf. Dave Stokowski. I almost had it. I was talking about Evil Sarah.
Yes.
Yes, that was the topic of conversation.
It's a little bit light, in my opinion. It's just a little bit light, but I still think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
More.
Yes. That should have been more of like a thing. Less robo-dentist.
And more Evil Sarah.
Yes, less robot dentist.
Robot.
And
like they should have killed him off first.
Yes. Yes, instead of evil Sarah, because there's so much potential with her.
Just kind of like increase like the difficult of the baddies.
Mm-hmm. See, we've got an evil Sarah.
Yes.
And we've got an evil Benny.
Where's evil Ethan?
Where's evil Ethan? Exactly. You have to watch
I
that.
have to draw that now.
We need evil Rory as well.
Oh,
I don't think he's capable of being
that would be
evil.
hilarious. And Erica.
Well, we had her.
Well, we already had evil Erica in the movie.
Yeah.
we need good Eric.
Good Erica. I think for sure, if you watch the episode of Goosebumps called Evil Candy,
Oh yeah.
Alien Candy,
Alien candy.
Evil Candy, Alien Candy, the episode Alien Candy from the Goosebumps has Matthew Knight as an actor,
Oh.
and he plays a pretty evil dude.
Ooh, oh,
So-
is that where like evil Ethan gifts come from?
Yeah, that's where all those are from that episode.
Evil. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, with the show, we need evil Rory.
We need
He would
evil
be
Rory.
very silly, goofy. He
Yeah.
would not be serious at all.
He'd be a very goofy villain.
I feel like it'd be the same
Like a
if they were.
Megamind type.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like if they ever did the same thing, it would be another double. What is the episode called again?
Double negative.
Double negative.
Yeah,
Situation.
Jilly Putty.
Chili Putty.
Yeah.
We never unlocked that, cracked that.
I don't think
mystery.
we ever will, because I
Yeah.
literally have no idea what it's referencing.
Chili putty.
Chili Putty.
I hate it.
I hate it so much.
But yeah, with evil Rory, if they were ever to do that, we were saying like it would be another double negative situation, and I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, what if they brought back the camera? They never destroyed it.
Unless Evelyn has it.
Well, yeah, she definitely has it
Look,
now.
Like, I know we're like, oh, Rory can't be capable of doing evil, but plot twist, his is the most evil out of them all, because he's the
Yeah,
goodest boy.
because he's the
goodest
goodest
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
So his evil version is
The most evil.
the evilest
He's a
boy.
capitalist.
You think normal Rory's a socialist? You think he's like down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich? You know?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
think he's one of those guys?
Yeah.
Just thought I'd,
And he's the one
just
who made.
spitballing.
He's the one who made the birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, see?
What do you mean?
There you go.
It's almost 2 hours long.
I was gonna say, I have to leave,
Yeah.
we should do final thought. Do we do final thoughts and then peer
I think we
submissions?
should do a peer submission.
Pure submission.
Is there any transition, or we're just gonna go right away?
So we have a special guest.
We have a
this
special
episode.
guest. Shout out to our friend Kingsley.
Who was Van Weezer on Tumblr? I think
now-
they
He
changed.
still is.
Is it still Van Weezer?
Yeah, changed it back.
Changed it
Oh,
back,
okay.
and then
Yeah.
they're also Fox Sarah.
Yeah.
Yes, on Tumblr. Well, that's what it says on here, right here. Right here.
Yeah. fuck
So I'll read it out. Okay, so let's welcome special guest
Kingsley.
Beansley.
Beansley.
Sorry.
Kingsley.
Kingsley.
I'm sorry.
First of all, hi, I'm Kingsley from Tumblr, Fox Sarah. I'm also Kingsley from Discard. I mod for the mbav. They specifically put the little,
They will not be misrepresented in such
or
a way.
the mbav.
Mbav.
Like they put the little apostrophe, yeah, for the mbav server. We were all in. And I also did the mbav holiday exchange with me on Tumblr. Yes, with Steff, not me. I said me with my name there.
Yeah.
We did the holiday exchange last year. It worked out really. It's really fun. I love the holiday exchange. Thank you for listening to my words, viewers and podcasters who allow me to say my words. Lovely to be here. You all look great. It smells nice in this general area. No, it doesn't, but thank you. I can tell you right here, right now, I am producing 90% of the stink. For context, I've been watching mbav since I was a little baby boy and have been in the fandom since I was an older baby boy.
Yes.
AKA 2019 is when I started watching mbav a lot, wrote fic and it was bad, made art and it was pretty good sometimes. Now I'm living large, as they say. I love the podcast and I think you guys are epic for doing the mbav community great service. Thank you. Okay, so there's 3 points for Sarah, Ethan, and Benny, so we'll all read each 3 points, okay?
Who wants to
I'll start with Sarah, and then you can do Eve, and you do B-Man, okay?
Yay.
Okay.
The man.
B-Man.
Can we just call him Baman now?
B-Man!
The man.
Baman.
I'm going to divvy up my thoughts about Benny, Ethan, and Sarah in this episode into a numbered list. A la Jenny Nicholson, yes.
Yes.
And then ask you a question relating to them, kind of, starting with the most important one. Ooh, so we'll answer the questions. So Sarah, she's quite literally in her My Own Worst Enemy by Lit Era. Got added to the Vampy. Thanks, King. Noticed how the one thing she fears the most in this world is being hot and emo.
Yeah.
Really makes you think. In all seriousness, Sarah is denying her vampirism and her powers, and her powers at their most fully realized, and is kind of the matured version of what I think she was in her pre-fledgling stage, which is true. She's like more of a, matured version of who she was in the movie in season 1. She's evolved.
She's evolved.
The characters actually evolve over the seasons. Yay. Dating Jesse was probably one of her first phases of not being what she fears the most, her true self. Ooh. She doesn't want to stay a nerd, so she dated Jesse, and she doesn't want to be a vampire, so she rightfully tries to kill him.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to stay a vampire, and once she does, she has to go on a self-discovery tour to reclaim her own body and not go insane around her friends.
Yes.
Yet she's scared of potentially falling too much into the person she's become. A part of her knows she's still the same, a picture of her old self in the mirror, right? But part of her is still scared of becoming exactly what Jesse wanted, aka hot and emo vampire girlfriend.
Yes.
But damaged. And we want healthy.
We want a healthy hot emo girlfriend.
Exactly.
And she will achieve that by being with Erica.
Exactly. Serica for life!
Erica wins!
My first question for you is, if you were Sarah's therapist friend, what would you say to her in order to stop her from taking another impulse, unsupervised vacation to Transylvania? Because
I'd say go for it.
In our opinion,
Live your best life.
the mbav timeline, for our opinion of the mbav timeline, there's a 7-month gap between the season 1 finale and season 2 premiere.
Yeah.
Obviously that's up for debate, but that's what I personally decided, so that's what this podcast has decided.
Yes.
Okay.
And I wholeheartedly agree.
So, I think, if I'm being therapist friend here, okay, I'm gonna use some touchy-feely therapist words. I think to connect with our inner child, I think it's important to stay connected with your friends, because clearly Ethan was very spooked about her little trip away, and I think it's important to let your friends know when you need a break.
Yeah.
So let her know, like, hey, listen, y'all, I'm gonna dip real quick and live my vampire life, but like I'll be back.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'll be safe.
Just like our enemy of the podcast.
Yes, alright, that's what I was thinking.
So
don't do what he did and just disappear for 6 months.
yeah, because she literally just disappears for 7 months and then just appears again, and it's like everything's fine, and it's like, no, you need to explain what's happened. So
you need to take the cap off that bottle and let your feelings out.
So there's my. Okay, you read Ethan's part.
I'm reading Eve's part.
Eve's part. Next segment.
Okay. Okay.
You can zoom in.
So, Ethan was supposed to be alone. Sorry, I had to do that.
Yeah.
But his fear was being alone without his friends. See, that's classic Ethan right there. So true. Friendship is magic. Exactly. With this guy. Everyone else in the school who isn't Benny or Rory or Sarah or even Erica straight up thinks he's a dork and a nerd and makes his life miserable. I'm pretty sure he's aware that if they were all separated during a big bad boss battle, they'd lose. And that they all need each other as much as he needs them. Then the fear gets worse because he wasn't alone. He was facing something he didn't know anything about or even know what to call. Which, yeah.
So real.
Yeah, Ethan knows what a werewolf is and was able to clock Dave immediately.
Dude's a werewolf.
Yeah. He knows what a ghost is because one pantsed him in the hallway one time.
Yeah.
Heck, he even knows what a siren is. Get a load of this nerd. But something that Ethan and Cyberdontis both have in common is being unable to understand something out of their realm of logic. Even when Evelyn says he was supposed to be all alone, he's like, what? Excuse me? Who was that? And he doesn't even know. And that scares him too, not knowing the outcome of something.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is an element that can be involved in that as well.
because you could tell Ethan's very
fear of the unknown. He's very logical.
Very wants to be in control of things.
And so him being the leader of the group
Is his way of doing that.
and
The
having
main
people
genius.
rely on him.
Yes.
So it does kind of all tie in. Just like
Yes.
if you really try to shove it to work, then it
Oldest
does.
child syndrome. My second question is, if you were to bully Ethan for something, what would it be? Alternate question. If you were a supernatural bully to Ethan, What entity would you be, and how would you mythically bust his life? If I was gonna bully, I have to think about this.
If you were to bully Ethan,
Yeah.
how would you bully him?
I'd probably, if I were to bully Ethan, it'd probably just be typical bully stuff like, hit, nerd, pushes you into a locker. Like,
Personally, I would,
I would bully him for his precise clothing. No, I'm kidding.
What, you would walk down the hallway
Specifically
playing...
his graphic T-shirts.
yes.
You would walk down the hallway playing the real Slim Shady whenever he showed up. Press play in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, where's your blonde hair?
Yeah, because I can't
dork?
because here's the thing, I can't make fun of him for his nerd interest.
Yeah.
That'd be
'cause that's-
hypocrite.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna
just
do.
like me for real.
Is that I would twist it and make it negative. So, you know, like the villain that I am. Because specifically in that episode where he gets pantsed, he's upset that Rory and Benny are fighting about nerd stuff in the hallway, and he's like, dude, you're embarrassing me. I would purposely get into a heated conversation of something nerdy with him, thus making him seem like an absolute loser.
But, okay, like, can I expand on that?
But, like,
I'm gonna connect it to the alternate one. I would do that, but as a ghost, so he's arguing with himself.
Yeah.
You're a ghost, only Ethan can see you, and he's fighting
About
air.
Yeah.
He's fighting air.
Yes. He's fighting air about, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something.
Yes.
Perfect.
Mine would also be, I'm going to connect mine to the alternate question as well. I would be just another werewolf. Just like, boop.
Furry.
Clearly,
No.
clearly he has a fear of werewolves, considering,
Yeah.
This was one. Perfect.
Yes.
Just another Dave
Stikowski.
Stokowski.
Ethan is my favorite, so I want to bully him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I want him to have... No, I'll send a horde of little children to beat him up!
Yeah!
Yes.
Actually beat him up.
Yes.
Not just pretend beat him up.
Actually, they would actually bite him.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's for Benji.
The man.
The man. Probably fears his unresolved childhood trauma and hates the idea of his tiniest insecurities being real and his childhood brain being right about the true evils, quote unquote, of the world, despite being bitten by a literal zombie or something, but who cares, honestly? Just kidding. I care. I care a lot. Benny's fear is meant to be comic relief, but I'll tell you one thing, I am scared to death of clowns, and have been since I was a child. So real and true.
That's the thing. Silly fears are, like, or quote-unquote silly fears that might be to other people, are valid.
Yeah, they are valid.
And they
'cause,
connect to real, actual trauma with
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I did that last time as well. Just ignore it.
I thought there was a whole, like, man in your backyard.
You guys scared me. I got actually really scared.
I got really scared because I thought there was someone in your backyard.
Benny is like, God, so overdramatic.
Freaking losers. Anyway, but yeah, I can't think of any
Benny
silly.
is the bully and we are Ethan.
I can't really think of any like quote unquote silly fears that I had, but those are so valid. Even if like, they take
we did that right here with Cyberdontist and his fear of not having magic anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
it could be something deeper.
But his fear of like not having the power, of not being
having power,
feeling helpless and feeling incapacitated. Yes, see,
bringing out the big words.
We are all the therapist friends.
Anyways, if I were in an Independence Day scenario in which a clown was chasing me, honking its little horn and wearing a wig that matches the color of my own hair.
It's me, I'm the clown. I wear all the colors.
We're all clowns here.
Wearing a wig that matches the color of my own hair, I'd cry.
Yeah.
Benny is so lucky he has Ethan and Sarah to clean up his messes, recurring theme of the show, in parentheses, and remind him that the real evil is yet to come and doesn't exist in the form of a cyberdontist. My final question for you is, if you were Benny's dentist, what would you play on the TV in your office while you scrub the 6-week-old marshmallow gunk off his teeth?
Heart Attack by Demi Lovato.
Yes.
No, the rock version specifically.
I would play Ring Ding Dong by Shiny. Just the music video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ring Ding Dong is already on there.
I know, but
I would
but-
play.
Heart Attack,
I would play.
Rock's version.
I would play
Heart
My
Attack.
Chemical Romance because he obviously hates emos.
He hates emos.
Put my emo playlist on for him.
Yeah.
And make him suffer. He's
No, we'll
listening
put,
to-
we'll put on the Crunkcore playlist for him.
Yeah. Is it the rock version?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the specific version I'd put on the radio because he'd be like, "What is this emo junk?" And
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
It's
he
not
going?
my fault you haven't brushed your teeth since Y2K." Okay.
Since you were 3.
Is it moving again?
Yeah, it moved a little
Okay,
bit.
that's fine. Okay, do you want me to finish it off? Cap it off? Or do you want to finish reading?
No.
All fears are valid. That's
Yeah.
what we've learned today.
All fears are valid.
All fears are
yes.
valid. Literally, I brought up the sea beast earlier. I don't know if we were recording.
No.
But there's a scene in the movie. I hate the open ocean. And I hate watching that specific scene.
That's one of those fears that like I don't even think about. I think that's
Until,
how
like,
afraid of
it
I
affects
am of
me,
it.
yeah.
Is that I don't even, like I literally just don't even think about the ocean ever because
Yeah.
like I know if I did think about it, it would become my biggest fear.
Yeah.
But like I just refuse to even
just-
have it register my mind.
It's out of my mind. I can, if you want me to finish it off, I can.
Go ahead.
Okay, so final thoughts. If you think about it, the real Days of Independence came from EB&S thinking they could handle their deepest, most fucked up insecurities without each other. Real.
Yeah.
It's all glamour to them. After horror and horror and horror again, they still think they could stop the end of the world without the people they do it with most often. Real. So true. The rule of this
They're
episode...
so dumb. I love them.
Yes. Friendship really is magic. The rule
It
of this
is.
episode is that codependency is good, but only if it is against things outside of your control.
You know,
and then
as-
there's like a little,
You know, as the
blingy of
as
autism.
yes, as Sarah's therapist friend, I would have her sit down and watch all of Friendship is Magic so she could get it through her head.
Yes.
Yes.
Because friendship is magic.
It is.
Look at us.
Look at us. I don't know why I don't have that as a sound effect yet. Look at us. Okay, now before we're doing it after final thoughts, right?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't give a ranking, Beansley. That's
How
okay.
could you?
That's okay. Gail didn't either, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, now it's time for final thoughts and rankings before we get into hot takes and opinions from Tumblr and quampies and ampies.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, I feel bad for what you have to edit.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be like maybe 90 minutes long. You
Yeah.
know, there's just gonna be so much that I have to cut out.
Yeah, all of our tangents.
Dude, I haven't even finished. I haven't even started editing the episode that's gonna come out this
You know,
Friday.
that's so valid.
I haven't even started it yet.
Yeah, I know. I haven't even started my schoolwork that's due tonight.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that forever tonight. But go to bed at a reasonable hour because
Yeah.
clearly I need it. So who wants to start final thoughts? Should I do it? I'll start final thoughts.
Yeah.
You guys think about your final thoughts, okay? While I do it. Okay. So I think this is one of the best episodes of the show. Like if we were to look at on an objective level, which I know doesn't really exist, but like if we were to, this is definitely one of the best ones because it's able to balance its humor and its seriousness, and it has a level of seriousness that actually, you know, applies to the characters itself.
It's actually kind of like an intriguing, like, seriousness to it.
It's character development in that sense. And it is very surface level and a little more kiddie than I think they could have done.
Yeah.
But with the time they were given, it makes the most sense. And then plus, they didn't want to just leave Rory and Erica out. So having them do their little side plot also provides that nice...
plot, if you
The plot provides some nice... plot. Tips Fedora. It provides a lot for the episode.
Fedora.
So I think it's one of the best ones, and honestly, if I'm being honest, when I would do my watch through, like remember I would say like I'd watch like every episode like every day all the time, right?
Yeah.
When I would do that, literally I would get like nervous around this point because
you know what's coming.
because it would give it's so connected to the final story plot line, you know?
Yeah.
That I just like I didn't have the emotional bandwidth for it. So yeah, this episode has a lot of heaviness and seriousness to me personally.
Yeah.
Because of its connection to the finale.
Yeah.
And I guess
So,
we'll see that
We'll
connection.
see.
soon.
I can't believe it. Like we're like at
We're
the
so
finale.
close.
We're done with the show. Like we're done. Can you believe it?
No.
It's insane. It's wonderful. I love it. I've had so much fun.
Yes.
So
We're gonna watch all of the Monster High movies after this.
Yes.
I actually would love that. If each episode we reviewed an episode. Okay, we'll do that then. Perfect.
Yay.
So I guess for my final ranking, I'm going to give this episode a 4, maybe a 4.5, but I'll leave it at 4 out of 5.
Depends on the day of the week.
Yeah, depends on the day of the week, exactly. Depends on my mood.
What's my ranking for last episode?
I think it was like 4.5.
I think so.
I
Probably.
was gonna give this one a 4.5 again. It's so good.
Yeah, these are like bangers at the end of the season.
I know. I'm gonna give this episode a 4 celery sticks dipped in ketchup with fries out of 5. Because life's all about balance.
Yeah. I liked this episode.
Wait.
Nice. I like this episode. I do like a lot of the editing things, and I do like how Steff is mentioned. It's like it could be like a connection to something like deeper or like darker, kind of. Mm-hmm. And it does make me very curious to see like where to go if there was like no restrictions. Like of course, kind of keeping it in mind, like we're not gonna go full teen or adult, but like tween.
Like a Netflix show.
Yeah, like a Netflix
adult.
show. Yeah.
Like Stranger Things. Stranger Things basically just did a lot
I
of
have
this
seen
stuff.
season 1 of Stranger Things, and that is it.
That's all you really need to say. Controversial opinion. It's a good season 1 miniseries, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways.
Even though Benny's is a little silly and like it is for like the mood kind of lightener of the episode, I do like that if we can make it fit into a box that's like actually relates to kind of the whole fear thing.
It's up to your own interpretation,
Yeah.
as most things like fears and untangible emotions are. See?
Yeah.
There we go. I made the episode deep.
I give it a good 4 or like 4.5 out of 5 ketchup squelches.
Ah, yes, the Foley sound, the
Yes.
squelch.
I like this episode a lot too. I do like the deeper meanings that we could go in with, like we mentioned before with the vampirism with Sarah being possibly a link to Jesse, and maybe if we're like reaching a little bit of foreshadowing, because I know you mentioned that Jesse does come back.
Yes.
Foreshadowing.
For sure.
And I thought it was really funny at the end that Evelyn was like, "Oh yeah, that was me the whole time. I did that." And then Ethan is like, "I did that." And then Ethan was like, "Yeah, who was that guy?" And she's like, "What? Huh?" So that was a really good thing of foreshadowing too, along with the darkness coming at the very beginning. The very beginning.
Rogue was kind of silly, but I like him anyway.
Yeah.
Stern. Well, that's who it is. I don't know how he ended up in there.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea. They never explain it. He's just
It's just
He's
the
just
guy
there.
took his day off of work.
Yeah.
You know,
He's like, "I'm having a thing for my kids." And then,
to bother Ethan in his nightmares.
You know what? That's a good hobby. I want that hobby.
yes.
Bothering Ethan.
Bothering
Yeah.
Ethan in his nightmares.
We are his bullies after all.
Yes. But this episode, I think it honestly went by really fast. There wasn't a lot of action because most of them were separated. So
It was nice for them to dwell.
it was nice to have like their own individual character moments, I think.
Just gotta love Be There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say my favorite part of about the episode was Evil Sarah, because that leads into more about her, like more character development.
And she's hot.
Sorry. Exposing Sal on the podcast today.
Well, what did B-Man say? Buman?
The man.
B-Man.
He said, "Well, at least your problem is hot," or like whatever. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 out of this. 4.5 charred lockers of charred PNG locker.
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Well, yay! And thanks, Kingsley, for being a guest.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now we're going to read some hot takes y'all have sent in. So I'll read them. I want to speak to you very hot.
I think that one's
Over the phone. Is that on the Vampimps? If it's not, it needs to be.
Yeah, it's like, how have we gone this long without mentioning
I know.
it? If it's not.
Mentioning Sex Over the Phone by The Village People. One of the best songs ever.
Yeah.
It's so good. Specifically in the music video. The reason why I thought it sounded that way is because it was different channels.
Yeah.
So like the voice like pans from left to right when he says, "I want to speak to a very hot one."
Yeah.
But because I probably
only
think
had one earbud.
or like the audio, like the right
It's
channel
not
was
on
like
here.
what? It has to be on Spotify. It was on Spotify. It's on the same album as the YMCA.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not on there.
I always thought he said, "I want to speak to a very hot." So it's great. Over the phone. And the music video, they got like 2 minutes of footage, and they just
Wait,
stretched it into 5
They
minutes.
have original and the new release.
They
Wait,
made
hold
like
on,
an updated version.
Let me have to listen to this.
Yeah.
That's the original.
Uh huh. Sex over. They re-recorded it. Oh no, it's remastered. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
higher
They're
quality.
putting the original.
Heck yeah. Sex over the phone. You know I like that. Yeah, it's a great song.
It's so good.
Anyways,
Original version 1985.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so let me read some hot takes and opinions. We have a lot this episode because a lot of people care about this episode.
Yes.
So we'll read it out.
As they should.
So Betty Weir, Anakin,
Yes.
Bestie.
Bestie of the
I originally said one of the best episodes and it balances the series with the fun, right? And then they responded with, "I couldn't agree more with the perfect balance between the serious and humor, amazing character interactions all around, and super enjoyable B-plot with Erica and Rory.
Yes.
Can't forget the stunning outfits. Yes,
Yes.
the outfits. The girls and villains were especially well dressed. Yes.
Yes.
I really don't have a single complaint about this episode. It's truly MBAV at its finest.
Yes.
Couldn't agree more.
It is a very good episode.
Okay, Disco Candles. Hi, Disco Candles.
Hello.
They have said, "It's one of my personal favorites. This episode I rewatched the most, more likely than not. I think the best part about the..." Sorry. Okay, I just got distracted.
You know I like it. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think the part of greatest fear chasing you was best illustrated with Sarah, and worst shown with Ethan. Sarah's grown to accept that she can't go back to being immortal. But she's still scared of being a vampire, more specifically a vampire like Jesse.
Yes.
Ethan, on the other hand, should have been on the edge. Yeah. Ethan, on the other hand, should have been on the edge the second he realized he was home alone, and the loss of his loved one was the biggest fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm alone. Less. Less I'm alone, time to break into the principal's office, I guess, and more like fearing that his loved ones are gone forever.
Yeah.
Benny began to miss the people around him earlier than Ethan, which makes very little sense given Ethan is more likely to be paranoid. I think this has been said before, but the robot dentist was just a puppet for Benny's real fear, what he is without magic and how useful he is if he can't zap his problems away.
Yeah.
Yes! Slay Queen!
Slay boots the house down.
Charlie
What
XCX,
if-
snatch my wig.
What if?
Uh-huh.
No, this is an unrelated thought. I'll leave
okay.
it till we finish.
Okay. Mystic Moon Dancer, hi, said, "Loved it, hands down, except for Cyberdontist's look, that is.
Yeah.
It looks like he's just wearing a cheap Halloween costume or something." Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very early Doctor Who.
Yeah, it is. They did a good job of making it like keeping like a modern look, so they don't have to, they can just get their clothes from Kmart and not do super fantastical clothing.
Yeah.
Although I will say like the vintage vampire clothing is good. Like Anastasia looks pretty good. It doesn't look too costumey in my opinion, but
Yeah.
maybe she's just selling it better because I think
She's a
the
child.
actress is really like selling it. I think.
Yeah.
Anyways,
She slayed.
she did slay. Surely the wardrobe or props could have come up with something better than that. They did call him Silver Pants.
Yeah.
Mr. Silver Pants or whatever. I want to burn that outfit so badly because of how lame it looks.
Low key want the silver pants though.
They were nice and like they were kind of like
They're like-
parachutey.
they're very horrific, and that's what draws me to them.
Hmm. I also like how Rory straight up tricked Erica into spending the day
Yeah.
with him until Sarah and Benny and Ethan came
Master
back.
manipulator Rory.
Exactly. He's not all that dumb, and he can be devious. He can be just as devious as she can too when he wants to be. Yeah. See, there's some complexity with him. At the end of the episode, after learning that it was Evelyn who sent them into their own private little dimensions, they learned a valuable lesson. 1, to work together and that they are a team. And 2, don't ignore Evelyn when she's trying to tell you something important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think
Thank
Evelyn
you.
knew that what was about to happen in the next episode?
Well, she
She
felt
did.
she felt
Oh yeah.
She felt it in her
a
bones.
foreboding presence,
Yeah.
but
But yeah.
I don't think she knew the
Like who?
Also,
Extent.
and also, oh my gosh, like it's too much. Like Evelyn, get really. Okay. Creative cuteness responded with, I really love this episode, the foreshadowing of the final episodes where the fire thrower, I like to call him Organization 13 wannabe in the cloak. Sorry, Kingdom Hearts fans. Okay, so that's a Kingdom Hearts reference. None of us.
Yeah.
But can we talk about how freaking sassy Rory was in this episode?
Yeah.
Dude was holding back, and I love it. I think we can agree that this was payback for how Erica treated him in season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really wish we got more of sassy Rory, because it really brings out a side to him we never see. I do agree. He is chef's kiss in this
He's
episode. Delicious.
This girl.
Ethori responded
Oh,
with.
yeah.
Shout out to Ethori on
Yes, you got
Tumblr.
one of my favorite ships.
Shout out to you finding Ethori before anyone else.
I know.
Ship names like Ethera have been taken and sadly are dormant, but Ethori's living strong. Okay. Definitely one of the strongest episodes of season 2, and in general, in my opinion. It's one of those episodes that has a really cool and creative concept that actually gets executed well. It's a great lead up into the finale, starting to get more dark starting to get into a more dark and serious tone without being too heavy-handed and focusing on the characters and their relationships more.
Yeah.
I love the way Ethan's powers were used as well, assuming it was a psychic ability that allowed him to communicate. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It could have been, because he doesn't have a vision or anything in this episode.
It's like slowly, like his. Haven't you said like his powers kind of expand?
Oh
in the
boy,
next
do they!
So maybe this was like sort of like hinting into.
Yeah, because that's true. He is the only one who grabs the items and is able to make a psychic connection with them through the items.
He's the one who kinda, like,
But that's already.
But it's after he
Yeah,
activated
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. And they don't need to hold the item to be able to talk to it after Ethan has they just all have it in their minds.
Yeah.
You know, Evelyn created this world, so she can make it easy for them, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh. Okay. It makes me wish we got to see more of his growth and watch him get stronger, but alas.
But alas.
It was also cool to see Blonde Squad B plot.
Yeah.
Though I guess it wasn't so much of a B plot as it was just hanging out. It's just blonde boys doing what blonde boys do. I may not be a boy, but I'm part of the crew. Because he's a man. Anyways. What a great... that's already in the Vampamps.
Yeah.
What a great sketch. Anyways, I love blonde boys. Not the song. Didn't need to clarify it. Now I seem like a weirdo. Anyways. And Rory being mean was funny. He rarely insults people so directly.
Yeah.
I think if I could change anything, though, it would be Benny's plot. A lot of people feel this
Yeah.
way as well. His fear was very silly, and he had very little character development in this episode. But hey, what else is new? I guess they didn't want to get too dark, and Benny
Benny's
is...
just a silly guy.
Yeah, and Benny is an easy comedy crutch, right? For the slightly more serious episode, even though the rest of the cast had good jokes too. Overall, really good episode with a cool concept that flows really nicely both within itself and within the scope of the show as a whole. Some great character moments and jokes, not to mention some banging outfits.
Yeah.
Also,
Great
Evil Benny can get fucked, Evil Sarah outsold.
Yeah.
I would agree. Well, then again, Evil Sarah has more to do in this episode than I think Evil Benny did.
Yeah. Evil Benny
But-
and Sarah fight.
Obviously, Sarah's winning.
Yeah.
She just eats him.
Yeah.
How come they didn't let Erica do that in Double Negative? See, that's why that episode's bad.
Yeah, they didn't let Erica eat Benny.
Well, in general, all the evil doubles. You know how easy that would have been? Just munch down. Let the vampires have a little meal.
Yeah.
Okay. Bloody Cora.
Season 2.
Season 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Bloody Cora, also known as Rory Keener on Tumblr, said, "Vampire Sasquatch!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I think about him every day.
Yes.
You should.
I also think the fries Benny eats. I also think about the fries that Benny eats, and I want them so bad every
Same.
time. However, Robot Dentist is stupid and should have been more deep for B-Man's fear.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed that it was the first appearance of our real villain. Yeah, technically this is the first appearance of the cloak and the fireball. Because we'd seen Stern, because we don't know that Stern is that yet, right? We don't know that
I
yet.
didn't know until you mentioned it.
Yeah, the only reason, so that is what Stern, so it is the first vision of the real villain of the series. Very intimidating and added real life stakes to it, made me anxious when I was younger watching it. Okay, from The Gay Next Door.
Yeah.
He's the gay next door.
She's the fruit.
The best episode ever made of any show ever. Okay, well maybe not, but it's easily my favorite episode of mbav. Oh, you're British. You. There's a you in favorite.
You're British.
Sorry. Sorry. I absolutely love
being able to clock if someone's British.
Well, the Americans don't spell it that way. That's because we're cheap. Literally, like
it's literally because of capitalism.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
I absolutely love the idea. I love that we get to learn more about the characters, especially that Sarah's fear is her evil self. Like, oh my god. Yeah. And Erica and Rory interactions are so much fun. Vampire Sasquatch, my beloved.
Yes.
I also really enjoy the joke of everyone immediately blaming Benny, including Benny himself. Yeah. Like, Benny, did you do this? And he's like, did I do this? Yeah.
And then he was offended whenever Ethan brought it up. Like, as if you didn't think this so slow.
Yeah, it's also, you also think this low of yourself. We're all to blame here. It's the episode I've rewatched.
Hearing it from another person.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's the episode I've rewatched the most, and I just absolutely love it. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we had someone send in a submission like literally the day we recorded, but just a few hours later. So I'm gonna include it now, so we don't miss it. So this person said, "Hi, this is Alyssa from YouTube. You really made me dig up my old high school Tumblr blog." Anyways, my thoughts on Independence Days. 1, A-tier episode of mbav. 2, D-tier title though. Sorry. 3, guest stars Evil Sarah, my GF. So proud of her, truly. 4, involves one of my favorite tropes of characters being isolated and having to deal with that. 5, when I was a kid, pretty sure this was my #1 favorite episode, undisputed, but years now later, I think I'd choose a more lighthearted Monster of the Week ep, where all the characters get to interact the whole time. AKA, I grew up on angst, but now subsist on fluff, for the most part. Still one of the top 5 eps for me. Thank you for your submission, Blue Pearly on Tumblr, also known as Alyssa from YouTube. We really appreciate all the interaction you've been giving us. Back to the episode. Yes. And that's all of our hot takes. Thank you so much to everyone who sends in a response.
Fangs.
I love it so much. So I guess that's it.
Is that it?
I think that's it. Finally, we're done.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
so sleepy, but it's good because I'm glad. It means we put all our energy into this, and that's positive.
Yes.
I've put all my positive energy into this creation. So. Thank you so much for listening to the Vampy Wampy Campy Podcast, where we vamp and you camp. So take down your tent and put out your fire, or else Smokey the Bear
will come and char PNG
he'll char PNG,
PNG.jpg.
Or he'll send you into your own pocket dimension where you're with your biggest fear.
Whoa.
Spooky stuff. Make sure to lampy, subscrimpy, quampy ampy.
Leave us some quampies so we can ampy.
Yes, and just comment as much as you want down below in the comment section. I appreciate it.
We like reading comments.
I really do. Yeah, they're great. They're wonderful.
Yes.
So thank you much for watching. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I definitely forgot a few things, but
I'll bring it up later.
Thank you so much for listening. Lates? Fangs. Put your sneakers on. Put your sneakers on. We're going dancing all night long. Perfect. Our falsettos harmonize perfectly.